Have you ever used a website and thought, that seems a little weird? Maybe a button didn't work right or a page loaded in a strange way. Well, what if I told you that some of those little weird things could actually be security holes? And what if I told you that companies would pay you to find them? That, my friends, is bug bounty hunting. It's like being a digital detective. You are hired to poke and prod at websites and software looking for weaknesses. Your mission is to find these bugs before the bad guys do. Think of it this way. A company builds a brand new, super secure digital fortress. They have locks on the doors and guards at the gates, but they know that no fortress is perfect. So they invite people like you to try and break in. They don't want you to steal anything, of course. They just want you to find the secret tunnels or the unlocked windows they might have missed. When you find one, you don't sneak in and cause trouble. Instead, you write a detailed report. You tell them exactly where the weak spot is and how you found it. They say thank you, fix the hole, and sometimes give you a reward or a bounty. It's a win-win situation for everyone involved. This process is incredibly important for our digital world. We shop, we bank, we talk to our friends, and we store our most private information on the internet. All of that is protected by software. If that software has bugs, our information is at risk. Bug bounty hunters are the friendly neighborhood heroes who check the locks. They are the ones who double-check that our digital homes are safe and secure. It's a job that combines problem-solving, creativity, and a genuine desire to help. It's not about breaking things for fun. It's about finding the breaks so they can be fixed properly and permanently. So why should you care? Because this is a field that is open to anyone with a curious mind and the patience to learn. You just need a computer, an internet connection, and the drive to start learning. It's a fascinating world, and bug hunting is your ticket to explore it. One of the biggest myths is that you need a computer science degree from a top university to even get started. I'm here to tell you that is absolutely not true. Some of the most successful bug bounty hunters in the world are completely self-taught. They didn't start in a lecture hall. They started right where you are now, sitting in front of a computer filled with curiosity. They learned by reading articles, watching videos, trying things out. The internet is the biggest library in the history of the world, and most of the information you need to begin is available for free. Your greatest asset is not a piece of paper, it's your motivation. Think about it like learning to build things. You don't need an engineering degree to build a simple bookshelf. You start with the basics. You learn what a screw is, how to use a screwdriver, why you need to measure twice before you cut once. Bug hunting is the same. You start with the fundamentals. You don't need to understand the entire complex architecture of the internet on day one. You just need to learn about one small piece at a time. Your journey is your own, and you can take it at your own pace. There is no final exam and no one is grading you. The only thing that matters is that you keep learning and trying new things every single day. The bug bounty community is built on skill, not on resumes. Companies don't care where you went to school or what your previous job was. They care about one thing. Can you find vulnerabilities that they need to fix? This makes it a true meritocracy. Your results speak for themselves. This is incredibly empowering. It means that your background doesn't define your future. Whether you're a student, stay-at-home parent, barista, or working in an unrelated field, you have an equal shot. Your unique perspective might even help you see things that people with traditional tech backgrounds miss. Diversity of thought is a huge advantage in this field. So, let go of that feeling that you're not qualified enough. That feeling is just an obstacle. For now, just push it aside. Everyone starts at zero. Every expert was once a beginner. Your journey into bug hunting doesn't start with a diploma. It starts with a simple decision. The decision to learn something new today. Alright, so where do you actually start? Let's talk about the absolute basics. The very first thing to get comfortable with is how websites talk to each other. Think of it like ordering a pizza. Your browser makes an HTTP request to the web server. You say, "I'd like one large pepperoni pizza, please." The server gets your order, makes the pizza, and sends it back. This whole conversation happens using a language called HTTP. Understanding the basics of HTTP requests and responses is fundamental. You need to know what a GET request is. You need to know what a POST request is. It's the language of the web, and you need to be fluent in it. Next up, you'll want to learn a little bit about the building blocks of a web page itself. HTML, or Hypertext Markup Language, is the skeleton of the page. It gives it structure. Think of it as the walls and rooms of a house. CSS, or Cascading Style Sheets, is the decoration. The paint, furniture, and curtains that make the house look nice. And JavaScript is the electricity and plumbing. It makes things interactive. Clicking a button, opening a menu, submitting a form. You don't need to be an expert developer, but you should understand what each of these does so you can spot when something is out of place. Once you have a feel for the front of the house, you need to learn about some common problems. The best place to start is with something called the OWASP Top 10. This is a famous list of the 10 most common and critical security risks found in web applications. Cross-site scripting, also called XSS, SQL injection, broken authentication. Don't let the names intimidate you. Each one is a puzzle. For example, XSS is like tricking a website into running a small piece of your code. SQL injection is like tricking a database into giving you information it shouldn't. Start by picking one, like XSS, and learn everything you can about it. Finally, it helps to have a very basic understanding of how computer networks work. You don't need to be a network engineer, but you should know what an IP address is. And you should know what a server is. Think of the internet as a giant city. Every house, meaning every computer or server, has a unique address, an IP address. The roads connecting all the houses are the network. When you visit a website, your computer sends data packets along these roads to the website's server. Understanding this simple model helps you visualize where things can go wrong. These are your foundational blocks. Now that you know what to look for, you need the right tools to look for it. You can't find tiny cracks in a digital fortress just by staring at it. You need a magnifying glass, a stethoscope, maybe a few other gadgets. But your most important tool will probably be something called an intercepting proxy. Burp Suite, OWASP Zap. Think of these tools as a person in the middle for your web traffic. They sit between your web browser and the internet. They let you see and mess with every single request and response. This is incredibly powerful. Without a tool like Burp Suite, you just call the pizza place, order, and get a pizza. But with Burp Suite, you can pause the phone call. You can listen to exactly what you said. You can even change your order before it gets to the kitchen. Maybe you change your order from 1 pepperoni pizza to 100 pepperoni pizzas and all your money. The kitchen might get confused, or it might just do it. This is what Burp Suite allows you to do. You can intercept a request, change a parameter, and see how the server responds to unexpected input. Many bugs are found this way. Burp Suite has a free version called the Community Edition, which is more than enough to get you started. OWASP Zap is another fantastic option, and it's completely free and open source. My advice is to pick one and stick with it for a while. Watch some YouTube tutorials on how to set it up, capture traffic, send a request to the repeater tool, modify it. The repeater is your playground. It's where you can send the same request over and over again with small changes to see what happens. This hands-on practice is where the real learning begins. It's one thing to read about a bug, it's another thing to actually trigger it yourself. Beyond the proxy, there are countless other tools for different jobs. Tools for finding subdomains, tools for scanning for open ports, tools for discovering hidden directories on a website. It can be overwhelming at first. Don't try to learn them all at once. Start with your proxy. Get really, really comfortable with it. It is your digital multi-tool, your Swiss Army knife for web hacking. Learn to read HTTP requests and responses like you're reading a book. This skill alone will take you very far. Okay, so you have some basic knowledge and a shiny new tool. Now you're probably thinking, where can I actually go and start hunting? You can't just pick a random website and start trying to hack it. That is illegal and could get you into a lot of trouble. You need to practice in places where you have explicit permission. Luckily, there are entire platforms built just for this. These are called bug bounty platforms. They act as the middlemen between companies and hunters like you. HackerOne, BugCrowd, Integrity. Companies post their programs there. A program is an open invitation to hunt for bugs on their websites or apps. Each program has a set of rules you must follow. They tell you what's in scope, what you are allowed to test. They tell you what's out of scope, what you are not allowed to touch. They list the bugs they want and how much they might pay. Reading the rules carefully is the first and most important step. It keeps you safe, and it keeps the company safe. Big companies like Google, Facebook can be intimidating for beginners. You'll be competing with thousands of experienced hunters. Better, look for programs with wider scope or newer programs. Many platforms have programs specifically designed for learning. HackerOne has Hacker 101, a set of challenges teaching vulnerabilities in a safe environment. There are dedicated training sites, war games, Capture the Flag, CTF sites, for practice. These practice environments are your gym. Try new moves here without fear of breaking something important. Be clumsy. Try weird things. The goal is to learn and build confidence. Finding your first bug is an incredible feeling. That aha moment. Sign up on HackerOne Bug Crowd. Explore programs, but spend early days on practice platforms. Build skills, get hands dirty, and prepare for the real hunt. So you've picked a target. It's a practice site or a beginner-friendly program, and you've read the rules. What now? Do you just start clicking buttons randomly? You could, but a structured approach will serve you much better. This is your methodology. First step, reconnaissance. Recon. It's the information gathering phase. Your goal, understand the target deeply. What does this application do? Who is it for? What technologies does it use? Read the About Us page. Read their blog. Use tools to find associated subdomains. You're creating a map of the territory. Now start exploring that map. Focus on one feature or part for a while. Don't jump around. Login page, profile page, search bar. Pick one thing, like user profile settings. Spend hours or days on that one area. Try every button. Fill out every form. Inspect every HTTP request in Burp Suite. Understand the logic. What should it do? What happens with weird input? Make checklists as you test. Your brain can't hold everything. Use a checklist. It helps you not forget common vulnerability checks. Example, find a search bar, then test. Test for XSS. Test for SQL injection. Test for template injection. Run your checklist on every input field. This makes testing systematic and repeatable. Use pre-made checklists, but build your own over time. Add new bug types to the list as you learn. It becomes your personal hunting guide. Document as you go, not just the final report. Take notes. Take screenshots. Save interesting HTTP requests. If something seems strange but not a bug, write it down. Later you might recognize it as a vulnerability. Recon. Focus. Checklist. Document. Repeat it, and you'll be on the right path. I'm going to be very honest with you. You will probably not find a critical bug on your first day, or your first week, or maybe even your first month, and that is completely normal. Bug hunting is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be days when you spend hours testing an application and find absolutely nothing. You will feel frustrated. You will feel like you're not smart enough. You might even feel like quitting. Every single bug hunter on the planet has felt this way. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is one simple thing. They don't give up. Patience is your most valuable tool, more important than any piece of software. You have to learn to enjoy the process of learning itself, not just the outcome of finding a bug. Celebrate the small wins. Did you figure out how to set up Burp Suite? That's a win. Did you understand what a post request does? That's a win. Did you find your first bug on a practice site? Even if it was a simple one? That's a huge win. Each of these small victories is a step forward. They are proof that you are making progress. Focusing on these little milestones will keep you motivated during the long stretches when you're not finding any reportable bugs. One of the biggest traps for beginners is comparing themselves to others. You'll go on Twitter or read a blog and see someone announcing a huge payout for a bug they found. It's easy to look at that and feel discouraged about your own progress. Please, don't do this. You are only seeing their highlight reel, not the hundreds of hours of frustrating work they put in to get there. Everyone's journey is different. You have your own path and your own pace. The only person you should be competing with is yourself from yesterday. Are you a little bit better today? Do you know a little bit more? If the answer is yes, then you are succeeding. So how do you cultivate this patience? You make it a habit. Set aside a little bit of time to learn every day, even if it's just 30 minutes. Consistency is far more powerful than intensity. It's better to study for 30 minutes every day for a month than to study for 8 hours on one Saturday and then burn out. Find a rhythm that works for you and your life. Remember, this is a long game. Be kind to yourself, be patient with your progress, and trust that your efforts will eventually pay off. You are not alone on this journey. The bug bounty community is one of the most open and collaborative communities you will ever find. People love to share what they know. One of the absolute best ways to learn is by reading the work of other hunters. Many platforms like HackerOne have a stream of publicly disclosed reports. These are real bug reports that have been fixed and made public. Reading these is like looking over the shoulder of a master detective as they solve a case. You can see the exact request they sent. You can see their thought process. You can see how they explained the vulnerability. This is pure gold for a beginner. Make it a daily habit to read at least 1 or 2 disclosed reports. At first, you might not understand everything. That's okay. If you see a term you don't know, look it up. If you see a technique you don't understand, try to replicate it on a practice site. This is how you expand your knowledge. Beyond official reports, many hunters also have their own blogs, YouTube channels. Following these hunters on Twitter, on Medium, is like getting a free, continuous education. It keeps you up to date on new techniques and creative ways to find bugs. Don't just be a passive reader. Engage with the community. Join Discord servers dedicated to bug hunting. Join forums dedicated to bug hunting. Ask questions. But remember to ask smart questions. Don't just say, "How do I hack?" Instead, say, "I'm trying to learn about XSS. I read this report, but I don't understand this part. Can anyone explain it?" People are much more willing to help someone who has already put in some effort. Share what you're learning, even if it seems small. Explaining a concept to someone else is one of the best ways to solidify your own understanding. The community is a two-way street. The more you give, the more you get back. We've covered a lot. We've talked about what bug hunting is, why you don't need a degree, the basic skills, the tools, the platforms, methodology, patience, and community. The most important thing is that you start, right now. Today is the day. Your journey from curious beginner to skilled bug hunter has already begun just by reading this. Open a new tab right now and search for Hacker 101. Sign up for an account on HackerOne or BugCrowd. Download Burp Suite Community Edition. Watch one beginner video on YouTube. Take one small concrete action. That is how momentum is built. The internet is waiting for you to help make it better.